One of the top 3 killers of startup businesses is lack of product market fit. And what does that compound, word mean? Product market fit. What does it mean? What it means is that a huge number of people start businesses under an assumption that there is this product they have that they want to sell, and they have a market in mind. It could be Gen Z, it could be young men, it could be newlyweds, it could be lawyers or dentists or doctors, it could be people in the diaspora. All these things I'm mentioning are examples of audiences. And these are audiences that you think that by targeting them, you'll be able to sell. But unfortunately, sometimes we make mistakes with the kind of audience that we target. The moment that audience is wrong, anything you try to sell will not move. When you contrast it with the right audience behaves like, that's where you hear comments like, where have you been all my life? I've been looking for this kind of solution. I've been looking for this kind of product, this kind of service, right? The right audience behaves exactly the way they should behave. They behave like a hungry audience. They need your product and they are grateful to pay for it because it is just so much value that at the price at which you're selling it, it's a no-brainer. They have to buy it, right? So targeting the right audience is always the key part. Another important point I need to make here is that everybody is not your customer. And whenever I make that statement, that's exactly what I mean. When you ask some people, who is your customer? They say everybody, that my product is for everybody. It's not possible. It's not possible that everybody is your customer. All it just says is that you haven't given sufficient thought to the kind of person who needs your product and will be willing and happy to pay for it. So everybody cannot be your customer. You go to maybe like an airline company. Oh, no. Airlines will be like a stretch. You go to a transport company, like a bus company, and they tell you everybody is your customer. Are you aware that there are people who haven't taken buses in a long time? It's either they have their own means of transport, private transport, or they fly, or they use something else. So you cannot say everybody is your customer. One of the most laughable ones I heard in recent times is from a gentleman who is about to open a sachet water company, pure water company. When I asked him, who is your customer? He said, everybody. Everybody drinks water. You are correct. Everybody drinks water. But everybody doesn't drink sachet water. On top of that, everybody doesn't live within your captive or catchment area. You cannot reasonably target everybody because sachet water is a physical product sold by a physical business. The limitations on that kind of business depends on your distribution. Who can you reach? Anybody you cannot reach, even if they live in a faraway place and they love your sachet water, as long as you cannot reach them, they cannot be in your audience. You cannot serve that kind of person. So this problem typically arises when you have a poor understanding of who you are going to sell to. And there's a reason why audience is number one on the list. Like I told you, it's a foundational issue. It's a foundational issue. For those of you who are watching this lesson, right? The first question you need to answer before you start a business is not what am I going to sell? I've run out of, count the number of times I've said this. The first question, the most important question when you're starting a business is not what am I going to sell? What is booming? What is, and unfortunately, that is the question many people are focused on, wrongly focused on. The first question you should ask when you want to start a business is, who am I going to sell to? And when you really think of it, it makes sense on so many levels. Who are you going to sell to? The money you are going to make in that business will come from somebody or some people. Those people you call customers. So if you don't know who they are, who you want to target, what use is it that you want to sell some advanced product or some technologically advanced? Nobody cares what you sell. It all depends on who you are talking to, who you want to buy it. So you need to answer who before what. But people get it wrong. They try to answer what before who. They end up investing a lot of money in a business, setting it up, setting up a factory, setting up an office, investing in like a next generation website, building an app. Only when they've done those things, they'll now be like, okay, so who are we going to sell this to? By then, you've lost money, you've wasted time, So the first and most important question is who? And that is why the audience is there.